In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Rainbow Loom Hanukkah Dreidel charm. So you'll need one loom, and you'll want to have it set up in a rectangular shape so that all the pins are in line with one another. And you'll want to move your connector pieces to the outside. We're going to be working with a length of 6 pins, and we're actually going to be using 12 pins because we'll be using 2 rows. And you want to choose your color for your dreidel. I have an aqua blue, and then I have a few black bands to put the letter on. So we're going to start with the 2 center pins. So I'm going to count over from the left-hand side over to the 4th pin, and that's where I'm going to place my first band. And for the first band, what I want to do is take my color, I want to put it on the hook, and I'm going to twist it and put it on the hook a second time so that I've doubled it. And now I'm going to go down to the 4th pin from the left. I'm going to loop it on, and then I'm going to pull up diagonally to the right and twist and put it on the band. When you double the bands, it makes it a lot tighter, so it is a little tougher to get on. Now what I want to do is take a second band and again do the same thing, twist it around a second time so it's doubled, and this time we're going to be going from the top left pin and crossing it down and diagonally to the right, and we're going to make an X. Now once you've done that, we want to add a second layer. So I'm going to start again at the bottom left and stretch up diagonally to the right. And then I'm going to start at the top left and stretch down and diagonally to the right, making another X on top. And I'm going to do that one more time. So start at the bottom left and put it up diagonally, and then start at the top left and put it down diagonally. So we've only doubled just that bottom layer, and then we added 2 more layers. So if you look at your pins, it's going to look like there's 4 bands on each pin since we doubled that bottom layer. So what you want to do is grab the bottom 2 on the left pin, and this is the one that was doubled, so it's going to be tighter, and pull it up and over the top. You want to go up to the next pin, do the same thing, grab the bottom 2 and pull it off. Then you want to go to the other side, do the same thing, grab the bottom 2 bands, pull them over the top, and then finally to the last pin, grab the bottom 2, pull it outside and over the top, and then push down. So now we want to expand one set of pins over on the right and on the left. So again, I'm going to double. Every time I expand, I'm going to double that bottom layer to make it nice and tight, to try and make that V shape. So I'm going to put a band on and then wrap it around a second time, and I'm going to be starting 1 pin over from where we were, 1 pin from the left, or if you're counting from the end of your loom, it's the 3rd pin in from the end of your loom. Again, we're going to stretch it up and diagonal to the right and twist. We're always going to twist the bands if there's nothing already underneath. If it's a bottom band, it has to be twisted. Now we're going to go from where that band ended and down diagonally to the right. We're going to be going up and down in a zigzag pattern, and we didn't have to twist that one because there was already a band underneath. And now we're going to go from here up diagonally to the right again, and since there's nothing on, I'm going to twist this one. I'm going to double and then start here, pull it up diagonally to the right and twist. And now I'm going to start at the bottom right pin. I'm going to come back down I'm going to zigzag my way back over everything I just put on. Again, I'm going to double this one. So I'm going to put it around twice on my hook. And then also I'm going to twist. So it's a pull it and twist. And now I'm going to be going from here down. And I don't need to double this one, and I don't need to twist it. And then I'm going to be going from here back up diagonally to the left. I'm going to double the band. And then I'm also going to twist it when I put it on. Okay. Now we need to take some of the bottom bands off just in the center. So I'm going to take the bottom 2 bands off from these 4 center pins. So you reach down to the bottom and you want to grab the very bottom one and then a second. Go up to the next pin and grab the bottom band, pull it over the top, and then a second one. And then flip to the other side. Again, you want to take the bottom 2 bands off. And then down to the left, take the bottom 2 bands. And then we're back to the start. We're not taking anything off of these. Alright, now for the next layer, we're going to expand out again on both sides. We're going to be going 1 set of pins over to the left and also another set of pins over to the right. And again, since we don't have any on, we're going to double. And we're going to start here and go up diagonally to the right and twist. Push that down. Now we're just going to zigzag diagonally. We don't need to twist and we don't need to double because these are the center bands. And go up and then down diagonally to the right. And then we're going to want to go one more to expand. And this time we will need to twist, get a double layer, and then pull it up diagonally to the right and twist. Now we're going to come back down, crossing everything we just put on. So for this very first one, it's going to be doubled. And it's going to be twisted. And then we're just going to keep zigzagging back down. We're just crossing all the bands. And then we're going to go from here up diagonally to the left. But since there's nothing underneath of it, we need to, again, double that band. And then also twist. Push that down. And so now we need to take some bands off of the center pins. So we're going to not do anything on the end because that only has that one doubled band on, so there's really nothing to take off. So we're going to go into the next one and we're going to remove the very bottom 2 bands. Go up to the next and we're going to remove the bottom 2 bands. Actually, it's going to be the bottom 3 bands. We're going to take one off, and then this next band was one of our doubled bands. So it's really 2 that are together, and they're pretty tight. Since it's doubled, it's harder to get off. Up to the next pin, and we'll take the bottom 2 bands. And up to the next, we're going to take the bottom 2. This is one of your doubled bands, so it looks like 2 bands. And then on the end, we don't do anything this time. Flip to the other side, you're going to grab the bottom 2 bands, which again this was one of the doubled bands, so it's tighter, and you want to grab them both at once. And then to this next pin, you want to take the bottom 2 bands, and then down to the next, you're going to grab the bottom, which again this is a doubled band. It's got 2 bands. Take that off, and then 1 more from the bottom, and then back to the start. We want to take the bottom 2 bands off, and then we want to push all of that down. You always want to keep pushing everything down so you can add your next row. Alright, so now this is the length of 6 pins, and we're not going to make it any wider, but what we are going to do now is we're going to add 5 layers that are the length of 6 pins. So I'm going to start here at the bottom left, and I'm going to just zigzag my way diagonally up and down. And then when I've reached the end, I'm going to start at the bottom right, and again I'm just going to work my way back down, crossing over all the bands I just put on. It's going to look like X's. Okay, so that is our first layer. And now we want to take the bottom bands off, so we'll start at the far left. And you want to take the bottom 2 bands off. And then move up to the next pin. We're going to take the bottom 1. And then this next one is a doubled one, so you want to take 2 at once. And then we're going to move up to the next. We're going to take the bottom 1, and then a second, and we're going to go up to the next, and it looks like this pin has 5 bands on, so we want to get it down to just 2 bands left. So we're going to actually take 1, and then a second, and then a third, and I'm going to move up to the next, and this pin actually looks like it has 5 bands on too. I think one of them was doubled, so we're going to take 1, and then this next one up looks like it was a doubled band, so we're going to grab these 2, and then up to the last one, the very bottom, it looks like 2 because it was a doubled band, so grab both of them. Take that off, and then flip to the other side. Again, grab the bottom, which was a doubled band, so get them both and take that off. And move up to the next pin, and we're going to take the bottom 1, and then a second, and there's still 3 more on there, so we're going to take a third. Move over to the left, and again this looks like it has 5 bands on, so we're going to take the bottom 1, 2, and then a third, and then move to the left again. We're going to take the bottom 1, and then a second, and then to the next one. It looks like this very bottom one is doubled, so we want to take those 2, and then 1 more, and then back to the very end we want to take the bottom 2 bands, so 1, 2. This is the end of part 1 of how to make a rainbow loom dreidel. Please continue to part 2 to learn how to finish making your dreidel.